Thanks for coming back. Hey, listen, if this is your first time here, please stop this video and go watch the one that says watch this one first, and then come back to this one, okay? So, as for you guys, this is the second time around. As you all know, I don't need any know-it-alls, and I don't need any know-enoughs, okay? So if you're here to learn, I'm here to teach. Where were we? Last time we talked, we were talking about how it is you're going to get a raise without starting the union, and also I'm a little bit under the weather, and just a couple other things. So at this time in this video, what I want to do is give you a little bit about me, where I'm coming from, and some history. I was a 30-year member of two different unions in two different industries. So that at the end of my working career with the second union, communications industry, I was a chief steward, a little bit, not really way high up in the union, but like a little halfway. And I had to stand up before the union membership at one meeting. I told them, this is right when I almost quit, right close to my quitting time. And I told them, I says, you know what, truth be said, unions don't have any power. The controlling factors that are keeping our wages down and our inability to prosper as a nation is just way too powerful for any one union to handle. So, start a union and trying to get your money that way, it just don't work. It's just too powerful. This is what these videos is about, and this is how, and understanding that and telling the membership that, I ended up with saying that you have to understand money. If you understand money, then you're getting closer to resolving the problem. At that time, I'd already run across the one video that changed everything around for me. And the name of the video, and I'm going to post it right here in the corner, it's called Warren Mosler Part 1. And with that video, he also has a book called Soft Currency Economics, and also has one other one. It's a little bit quicker and easier to read. It's called The 7 Deadly Innocent Frauds of Economic Policy. All right? And you can YouTube that, download it, and read it. It's free, for anybody to watch. But what he said in the video, I recommend you watch part 1, 2, and 3. There's like 4 parts. But what he said at around the 5:15 mark really, really picked my ears up, and I said, what the heck? Blew me away. And that's what started this whole study of mine. And I'll just give you a hint. He says if you were to pay your federal taxes with cash, okay, this isn't true to the state and local government, it's only true to the federal government. If you were to pay your federal taxes in cash, the federal government would take that money, as he's put it in this video, thanks a lot, thanks for, fighting for Afghanistan, whatever. And then they'd go over to the shredder and they'd shred that dollar, that money in the shredder. They don't use one penny of our federal tax dollars to pay for anything. And when you understand that truth, it really turns your world upside down. It did mine. Because for the first time I understood that we really do have power. George Will, a political commentator on TV years ago, right around Martin Luther King holiday, said something in an article that blew me away. And he probably got in trouble for this. And I think, as a matter of fact, just a couple of days ago, I read an article from George Will that kind of backtracked it. He's trying to cover his tracks, and somebody slapped him in the hand and said, hey, man, you're letting it out, chill, man, we got a club going on here, And this is what he said in the article. At the very bottom of the article had to do with something about how MLK understood economics, understood how it was the black man and the Hispanic man who's really suffering at that time, in that age, because economically they weren't progressing. They weren't getting any jobs. And MLK went further than racism. He went down to the root of the thing, economics. He said, hey, man, my people need freaking work, like Moses, let my people go. MLK says, let my people work, So what does George Will say at the bottom of the article? This is what he said, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said, the day that the American people understand the power they have with the Federal Reserve, their money, is the day the game is over. That's what this is about, folks. But I'll go even further than that, because the day that you understand that, that's fine, okay? You understand it, you got modern money theory, you're starting to learn jobs guarantee program, all that stuff, right? But now you get to what Dr. Stephanie Kelton said a couple of days ago in an interview, and the very last thing she said, and this is what really freaking caught me. You know, I pay attention to these little things. At the very end of that video, she said this, and if we don't watch out, we'll lose our country. Yeah. No, she's serious. This ain't no bullshit. I mean, this is for real. If you do not start to understand the power you have with your money, the Federal Reserve, you, my friend, will lose your country. Okay? And this is what this is about. So, what you're seeing here is like a math problem. You know how you got to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, algebra. This is what this is about. I'm building something up here, okay? So you got to watch video 1, video 2, video 3, and move on. So that at the end of the video series, when you're all caught up in everything, what you're going to find is a vision of mine, and I think a lot of political activists, a vision for our future. And you, truck driver, are going to play a huge role in it, a key role in this vision. As a matter of fact, like I said in the earlier video, you're going to be the vanguard. You're going to be the front lines, the battlemen, the guys that hold the fort down and to keep us from perishing, really. You're going to be national heroes. But you got to bear with me, okay? I know sometimes you guys ain't got no patience, like, what? Tell me what it is. I will. I'll get to it, I promise. But first of all, pop quiz. Do federal taxes fund federal spending? What do you mean by that? There's a quiz. I told you it's going to be a test. I said right there will be a test. Right? Do federal taxes fund federal spending? Or how about this? The government deficit is the private sector surplus. The more the federal government spends, which is you and I, by the way, okay? The more the federal government spends, the more money is in our back pockets. And the only reason why, like Steve Grumbine said a couple of days ago, very fluently, very articulately, said the only reason why we have more bank credit in our economy right now is simply because we don't demand our congressmen to spend the money on us. Instead, they do some stupid shit like go off and be buddies and have cocktails and whatnot. And we end up, because we can't get our congressmen to pay for good things like single-payer health care, like free college tuition, we end up having to ask the bankers for credit to get educated or for credit to go pay our medical bills or whatnot. Okay? This is the reason why we have more bank credit. It's not because of banksters and the private. It's because you and I don't put our feet down and we don't understand. We're too busy chasing myths like, the private bankers, the banksters, and the Rothschilds and whatnot. I love that. Steve Grumbine, I'm telling you, if I'm acting like Steve, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants. And Steve Grumbine and Real Progressives is a giant in this. Okay, he knows what he's talking about. He's done the work. He studies, and I'm getting there too. He's, like I said, he's my mentor. My goal is to educate you, American truck driver, and the truth about the power we have in our currency, the Federal Reserve, okay? Because you are going to play a key role in our future in guaranteeing, number one, our sovereignty, and even if you really work hard enough and you believe in your heart, truly believe in your heart, you could even do that golden thing what we're all after, and that is call a constitutional convention and be delegates to a constitutional convention to amend the Constitution for free and fair elections, net neutrality, and, in my mind, the biggest of all, the public access to the airwaves. Okay? The airwaves, what we watch on TV, what we hear on TV, on the radio, should be public, should not be owned by one person. Because in my opinion, I think a lot of people will agree, the most damaging thing to the American mind and psyche, and the most damaging thing to the impeding our progress is that daily, every day, here's my viewpoint, and don't you dare, you ain't got no freaking say here. I don't give a damn if you have a different viewpoint. You don't say it in my channel, not in my TV program. I get to say whatever the hell I want and move on my wayward son. That right there is freaking powerful. Those couple of people that own the airwaves are the most powerful people in the world, man. That's power right there. You know, right? We need to take that away from because that's us. That should be ours. Our money and our free access to information should be ours. All right, but because it's not ours, people hear this crap day after day after day after day, and there's no challenging. And then what happens? All of a sudden, everybody takes it like, "Hey, man, that's the truth." Everybody knows that, the Federal Reserve is a private corporation. The Rothschilds, and there's a big scam and whatnot. Everybody knows that. Well, hell no. Everybody's been brainwashed to believe that. Right? So that's really important. This is what we're after. Okay, so again. Warren Mosler Part 1, Part 2. This is what it all started, okay? And the test, you passed it. Guys, if you like this video, remember, hit the like and hit the subscribe. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You did it? Very good, very good. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Keep on watching, and I got a lot more coming, all right? I think I'm getting actually a little better. You got to see these videos before. Man, my hair was all jacked up and all freaking, I couldn't talk halfway. I think I'm getting better, so bear with me, all right? Thanks, and tell your friends. And again, lastly, if you would, go to that Vista webpage, Vista business cards, and order them and start putting them on those doors for me, and I'm trying the multiplier effect here so that I can spread this thing out and we can, hey, look, I'm looking for critical mass. I need so many truck drivers to be on board here, all right? Thanks a lot. I'll see you in a little bit.